First, locate the control on an interior wall away from direct sunlight and other heat sources. Make sure the power lead will reach the control. If not, think about where you can locate a junction box in a wall or under the floor so your power leads can connect to the Romex that goes back to your control location. Don't forget a cover plate. Next, clean the floor thoroughly to remove debris and dust. Heat loss through a concrete subfloor can lead to system underperformance. This can be remedied by using an insulating underlayment, such as foam or cork. You can vary the cable spacing depending on the heating load. 2-inch spacing is for rooms with lots of heat loss, like basement floors and sunrooms. Use 2.5-inch spacing for baths and most rooms. 3-inch spacing is more common in hallways and rooms with low heat loss. For help sizing your MasterHeat wire system, call your distributor, go to our website, or refer to your manual. The straps need to be installed to let the wire flow from one section to another. Refer to the back of the manual to help you visualize this. If you're doing a large room with one spool, your best strategy is to go to the far end of the room and work your way back. In our case, we'll put a 100-foot spool on the left side of the room and a 30-foot spool on the right side of the room. Measure from the wall 4 inches and mark this area as a no heat zone. At entryways and kick spaces, however, put MasterHeat wire up to the wall to heat the area where people will be standing. Use your metal shears to cut the straps to fit the perimeter of each area. Remember to point the tabs toward the wall or the outer edge. In the larger areas, we're installing the strap between perimeters to hold the wire in place. This is a good idea when distances between straps exceed 4 feet. Turn the strap over and position it just below the line where it will be installed. Spray the back with adhesive. Notice that the overspray covers the original line. Let the adhesive dry until it's tacky. Press it in place where you see your floor marks and the overspray. Instead of adhesive, you can also use short screws or roofing nails to hold the strap in place. Once you've checked the labels, tested the heating elements, and set up the loudmouth, you're ready to secure the wire in place. At the control location, install the wire in a zigzag fashion. This holds the cable in place while you continue your work. You can get 2.5-inch spacing by counting 2.5 tabs on the strap. Don't ever space your wires closer than 2 inches, which causes overheating. Fill in the first section with wire. In this area, we'll add small sections of strap to fill a gap with warmth. In the case of a circle, cut short lengths and follow the perimeter. Make adjustments to the tab spacing to keep the wires 2.5 inches apart. At odd corners near the island, we use hot glue to secure small sections of wire. When you have a door entry, cut the straps to fit the space between the rough opening and then run the heating wires in parallel. If you'd like to add heat to a step area, run the heating element up the riser near the corner. Cut a groove at the corner and secure your wire with hot glue. Measure back several inches and secure your first strap in place. Go to the other end of the tread and secure your other strap. In this case, we're stringing the wire in place between the two straps on 2.5-inch centers. And then, because we have extra wire, we're leaving the tread by making another cut at the corner and then running down the riser. At the far end of the room, we're running short of wire, so we have to make adjustments. We'll reduce the heated area by eliminating wire in 2 places where people are unlikely to stand or walk. Then, we'll add 2 short straps so that our wire will warm a walking path all the way to the entrance. There are many ways to handle excess MasterHeat wire, but remember that cutting the wire isn't one of them. When you have extra wire and you need some place to put it, first consider the space near the wall. Next, look for spaces around the toilet. This area is not normally heated, but doing so does no harm as long as you stay away from the wax ring. After the wire is installed, we went back to our control location and made some adjustments. We lowered the profile of the power leads using a hammer and chisel and fixed them in place with hot glue. This makes it easier to install floor coverings later on. Now is a good time to run the cables from the floor to the controller. If the floor plate and joists are exposed, use a 1 1/8 inch diameter bit to drill a hole from the top of the floor plate and then through the side. Then use a 7/8 inch diameter bit to drill holes for the sensor. Run conduit from your control box to the holes. Drop 2 strings from your controller's electrical box to the floor below. Run the electrical supply and finish your drywall. After your MasterHeat wire is installed, join your power leads with a string. Pull the string through the wall and retrieve the power leads. If the drywall is already installed, locate the stud, mark its location, and cut a hole for the electrical box. Cut another opening directly below the control location. Feed either the fish tape or a string weighted with a nail down to the hole. Retrieve the end and attach both the power lead and the sensor wires to the string or fish tape. Pull them through the wall and out the top hole. This is much easier to do before installing the electrical box. Notice how the sensor wire runs between the power leads and doesn't come in contact or cross the heating elements. Cut the label off the sensor wire so it doesn't stick up. Draw a line around the nail plate where your power leads go into the wall. Remove a layer of sheetrock. Secure your nail plate in place with screws. This will protect your work against trim carpenters. When you're finished, take more resistance readings. Take several pictures before applying masonry. Protect your work with cardboard if you don't apply a finished floor right away. Before applying mortar, make sure your loudmouth monitor is properly attached and working. Radiant floors can require more thinset than cold floors, so plan accordingly. We recommend the plastic cable trowel. It's lightweight, easy to use, cleans easily, and is much less likely to damage your heating elements. Available through your MasterHeat wire distributor.